Chat. Hello, chat. Hello again. How are we doing today? Who we got today? Say hello. How are we doing on this fine, awful day? Or is it awful where you are? Maybe it's nice. It's rainy and grey here. Bleh. Autumn, am I right? What am I doing? Oh yeah, so we're drawing. We're back to comics today. We've had some weird ones past couple weeks. It's like drizzly hell here, isn't it? Just. Yeah, we've had some a couple of crazy streams. We're going back to sort of normal, just some chilled out, refrigerated fun. All right, Fridge Gang. What am I doing? Let me know as well what the audio and video sync is saying, because I had a play around it, right? Because I noticed, and you'd all been moaning at me about the audio sound was out of sync with the webcam footage. Let me know if it's any better now, or if it's still out, and which way it's out. Is it out like sound first, video second? Looks fine today. Good. Excelente. This is what we need. Yeah, I had a fiddle around. I was going to try and get it to fix grey in tier 3 north. Where? Yeah, you're in the tier 3 now, aren't you? That is miserable. I mean, we're probably going to end up there as well, in Brum. Although, actually, our rate of infection isn't as high as yours, I don't think. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. It looks good, and you're louder, which is good. Yeah, I've had a fiddle around with some of the nonsense. I thought it was going to be like a big issue, but got time to spread our germs. Yeah, you have, yeah. I thought it was going to be a bigger issue, but actually, you can just offset it in Streamlabs quite easily, so. Yeah, so we're doing comics today. I think I'm actually going to thumbnail for the first time, because I'm not really sure, for the first time, I've done it before, but the first time on stream, because I'm not really sure what this page is going to look like. But it's this, I don't know if you remember, we did this sort of square comic for Instagram. You don't have to put the volume up to 11 now. No, but you still should. It should be in a perpetual state of 11. Surely. Yeah, so this is this comic that I've been making for Instagram. We're doing the next page. Hello, Dave. Oh, dear. Threatening. Hello, Hal. What's the weather like up in space? So basically, right, this page is... So last page we did, you remember, it's actually on the back of this paper that I'm going to use because I'm running out of paper. He wakes up, right, in a city. And we drew a fridge. Do you remember that? So now he's sort of stumbling out of the building into the city streets, is what's happening in this one. And I'm thinking we're going to do, like... two-panelled. It rains blood in space. That's terrifying. That seems like a health and safety nightmare, especially in COVID times. So I'm thinking like this is going to be... Because I want the next page that we do another day to be like him coming out of the door and seeing the big city, right? No one can escape. No one can hear blood rain in space. No, but you can see and presumably have to clean it. So anyway, the next page is going to be him, big reveal of the city. So we don't want to draw too much here. We want it to be a big sort of reveal of a big shot of him like stepping out and seeing all the buildings, and it will have the title of the comic in the sky. Right, it's going to be like the title page is the next page, not the one we're doing today. So I'm thinking like a doorknob or something from the front of the door, and then it swings open and he's stepping out maybe. But mayhaps. Or maybe maybe if we split it like this, which is more like what the other ones have been doing. And it's like the side of the building maybe. And the door opens outwards. Yeah. I don't know. We're just trying to rough out some initial ideas for what looks good broadly, compositionally, and then we'll go forward with the piece, with the page itself. but I'm thinking 2 panels. One of him about to open the door, and then one of him opening the door. Hey, hello, Bubby Bear. 3,000. How many are there? Are there 2,999 other Booby Bears? Or were there? Maybe there were. Or maybe like his shadowy figure holding the thing. Ooh, or maybe like there's only one and that's me. That's good. Maybe like we have, so you can't see, you know, like when you open a door to the outside and it's sunny or whatever and you get that shitload of light and it blinds you. Whoops. Maybe we do that. Because then you don't see anything in the same way, right? Yeah, Supreme. Supremo. I think we do that. But that's going to be a little bit awkward to... So I think literally it's going to be the same layout for each panel. We're just going to split it in half, right? And the door's closed, right? He's in front of the door with it closed. Here. He's about to open it. And then he opens the door. And the light shines in, right? And it's like, whoa! You know? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, chat? That's what I'm thinking we do. And the light like shines out, right? And this is going to be like really regularly lit. And then this is like extreme light cast in shadow. And then the text that we'll do off stream will be here. Maybe. Or maybe it's like close in the first one and then far apart, like far away in the second one. So like up close hand. What is this hand? On a doorknob, right? This bit isn't artistic genius, right? It's so bright my eye. Exactly, that's what we want. And then from the same angle but further back, him opening the door and it being really bright. Right? I think that's too much of a separation. You don't get the same. I think it needs to be like this close at first and then this far apart afterwards. This probably looks like the scribblings of a madman to you, chat, but trust me, in my brain I'm doing the maths in between, right? I'm working it out. Yeah, I think we do that. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So, what were the dimensions of this comic that we were working to before? Let's find out. 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. Would you believe it? It's a square. Of course it is. We're drawing this for Instagram. It's not that big. That would be like a line, basically, wouldn't it? We're not doing that. We're doing a nice small one because this is just a comic that I do for fun, right? I want to have fun while I make it. I don't want it to be stressful and long and annoying. So I'm not making it full size, I'm just making it a little A4 size. So I don't go goddamn insane while making it. What are you all doing today then, chat? What are you up to? What are you allowed to do in the restrictions currently applied to wherever you live? Years of drawing a sculpted them like they are from marble. Yep. You bet your ass. You see that strain? Gah! Gah! They're not very strong. Flex. Yeah. Flexing your forearms. It's a weird one, isn't it? People overlook them a lot. And with good reason. So 7.5 will be the middle, correct? That's half of 15, right? Check my maths on that one, chat. Then I think the borders are half a centimetre. That's usually what I do. Yeah, the gutters are 0.5 of 1. I'm just drawing a rough idea for a new pedal for the Walrus Audio today. Dope. Yeah, some of your pedals have been very cool. It's funny, like sometimes I see them pop up in people's posts on Instagrams, like bands and stuff that I follow on Instagram will be like, just trying out this new Walrus pedal. I'm like, oh, Adam drew that. It must be even weirder for you seeing it. I find it's a bit of an odd like sensation stumbling across something you drew for someone, especially like when you forget that you've done it, you know what I mean? And then you find it and you're like, oh, I remember drawing that. Or hey, that looks like something I would draw. Because it was. Okay, I want actually some reference for this. It's the art that makes them sound good. It is, I'm sure. The engineers don't know what they're doing, do they? They just build a box and then as soon as they slap your art on it, it's like, oh, actually, this kind of slaps. I want some reference for this door. Door. Not a great amount of reference here. Oh, it's because I'm an idiot and I can't spell. The weirdest was when I get tagged in a post on Instagram with someone getting a piece I did tattooed on them without me knowing. That is weird, yeah. That is weird. I've drawn things that people have then tattooed, but that was because I was drawing it for them to get it tattooed. I'm yet to experience someone tattooing something on them that I didn't realise they were going to tattoo on them, if you see what I mean. That is odd. That's an odd one. Okay, so I want to have like... If the doorway light comes here, right? Although actually it's quite close up, isn't it? If we remember from our thumbnails. You're not really going to see the top of the door because it's quite a tall door. Let's maybe rough in where he's going to be. I think there are a few people who have the sun, the mist and moon on them. Yeah, the mist and sun. Yeah, that I see a lot. I feel like everybody likes that you've done, including me. But it is a bit of a weird one to... Of all the things that you drew, I never thought that would be the one that everyone would love. Not that it's bad, I think it's great. It's just weird, isn't it? I think that's too small. He needs to be closer than that in this one. How are we doing on audio and video, by the way, chat? Is it still in sync? I hope so. Is it loud enough? Am I going to have to spend another day or two working it out? I hope not. Yeah, that's better. That's the kind of how close we want it. All looking good. Beautiful. What people latch onto, but hey, if they buy it, I'm happy. Yeah, exactly. If they're dumb enough to buy it. Yeah. do feel like I should set a store up again because I haven't had a store running in a long time. And some people do genuinely just like stuff that you would never think they would, or would want to buy. Oh, sorry, I'm knocking the cable there. That's my bad. Would want to buy stuff that you would never think. You know what I mean? So it's worth selling it. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that, chat. I was at a store one time and some guy bought everything I had with the sun and moon on it, which was like 7 different things. Mad. Why would you want the same picture so many times? I mean, it's a good one, but still. Are you sure? I mean, yeah, but... It looks too much like he's flexing there, doesn't it? I think I'm just trying to fit it in the frame too much. It should be more down and then... like that. Just hey, maybe we could sell some of this stuff that I've been drawing on Twitch. You know, then you could buy something that you've seen the process of. And then when we're allowed to do stores again in the world, we could do one together, you and I, and just sell a load of Twitch shit. Take my money. Yeah. I'd love to. I'd like nothing more than to do just that. His head's too big. I really should have warmed up a bit here, chat. A little rusty. I haven't been able to draw all week, so... What are we thinking, by the way, chat? Next week, I'm thinking we do another draw off. Adam and I were talking about it. We need some ideas for what to draw, what the challenge will be this time. So far, just to keep you all updated, we've had a fridge off wherein we drew fridges / dinos, right? And we have also had the Great British Bob Ross off, which, if you recall, was a bit of a technical difficulties nightmare, but a fun day. Any other ideas for draw-offs? Let us know. Because we're fresh out. That's right. We don't know. And instead of thinking of ideas ourselves, we thought, why not just palm that off on Twitch chat? It was a shit show in the best way possible, wasn't it just? Oh my god. Oh my days. It was a nightmare. Maybe I should have done some references for these poses, but it's not the point of this comic. It's kind of the opposite of the point of this comic, right? It's about Just having fun. Doesn't have to look good. It's only going on Instagram. Looks like he's kind of squatting. Let's maybe not do that. I like this positioning for feet though. So if we go like this, like that. Oh yeah, that's better. So with legs, right, when you draw them from sort of a, this is kind of a behind angle, but behind or the side, right, they have this thing where one side of the muscle like kind of curves a lot more than the other one is straight, and then on the second bit of the leg it's mirrored, right, so this bit curves and this bit's straight. So this is like your thigh, bulging ass thigh muscle, and these are your hench calf muscles, right? Bam. So straight line curve, straight line curve. It's a little bit different from a front view, but that's just a cheap way of doing it. You know, if you want to cheat, there's a cheat for you, chat. How in focus is this? It's kind of hard to see on this little preview. But I guess I don't need this as loud anymore, so let's get that down. Oh, that's better. Oops. There you go. And then the other leg. Come off of here. Thusly. And again, right, straight, curved, curved, straight. Easy peasy. Now you've got a sturdy pair of legs to support your body. And that's the sort of thing I was talking about last week, right? You know, where I was saying that a lot of things that teach you how to draw stuff are just like specifically how to draw one thing. That is a tip that is specifically designed to shorthand drawing legs, but it comes from understanding, okay, the shape of this part of the leg and then the shape of this, and drawing a million times this, like sort of skeletoning it out, and just knowing that in my brain, because I've done that so many times, I know how to do it. But and so that's the part that you should learn, is the how to skeleton stuff, which at some point I will go over in another stream, but not today. So then torso. He's like throwing the door open, right? Well, he's pushing it forward actually. He's like, bah! So it'd be like away from him like this. And he's like that, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's better if it comes out to the side more. Like this. He's going to be like superhero posing with this on. Like, huh, with a fist. You know? Just because it looks cool. And he's kind of a hero character, so you want him to look cool. And then he has hench ass neck muscles, right? Don't we all? And a head. So you see how I was saying, like, it's quite a close shot and then it pulls back. but the camera's in broadly the same place, right? From behind him. And then in this, the door's open. Oh, what if it's like a automatic door? Pure trap muscles. Yeah, he's got traps. It's going to be an automatic door, chat. I've changed my mind. And I am allowed to do that because I'm the god of my own world. And herein is created my own world. So again, we're going to go superhero pose. He's like, huh. Oh, but then what's the point in this panel? Oh, maybe we change my world again, chat. Oh, you know what? Hand sensor. Genius. Genius. My god, am I ever smart. So he scans his hand and then the door opens. That's how it works. Amazing. So these are going to be motion lines, right? To show that the door is opening, sliding itself open. You see that? They follow the position, or the direction rather, of motion, which is sideways. So it looks kind of blurred, right? That's what we're after. And then this guy is going to be like lit really powerfully from the front. You know how we were saying before, where the light's blinding him. So the light's going to be like coming out like this. And like from here, it's going to be black. With like a white bit here and here, where it's shining. Bah! Like that, he's creating a shadow on the ground. Something like that. Right. So let's get this arm in. Oh, at this point as well, we get to design. I haven't really done any character design for this comic because I'm sort of, the point is that I'm making it up as I go along, right? So maybe we can design his outfit now. What are we thinking? What should he be wearing? Kind of a top, shirt, jacket. Should this guy be in? We'll do some research. We'll have a look. I want it to be kind of a sci-fi, right? Obviously. But I don't want him to be too cool. So it can't be like super cyberpunky. What if he's just in like a cool hoodie, you know? With a cool graphic on the back. Right, like this. And again, when you're drawing clothes and folds, right, you've got to think about where it pinches. So the hoodie comes up and over the top, right? So it's going to pinch as it goes over the top, so that's where the folds come in. And then as it comes out, it's a little more loose, so they come out more. And then the outer line of it, or the outline, shall we say, sort of follows the shape of those folds. But then we don't have to worry about that because it's off panel. So I was just drawing to give myself a better reference for both sides, right? Better reference is what I'm trying to say. And then as it goes down, right, they come across your arm, like this, right? Like that. And then they bunch again. Does that make sense? And again, I'm just drawing sort of roughly the lines of where the direction of the folds, and then I'll worry more about how they overlap and stuff later on when I come to refine it. Just getting an idea for the direction, the motion, as it were. And then around here it would end, right? And it kind of bunches up at the bottom, where all the folds clump together like. So you draw that bunching. Let's give them like a zip on this thing. The zips are cool, right? Everybody likes zips. Looks tiny. It's better. And then this hand is going to go on here. Great. Zips are out, Velcro is in. It's hard to sort of to draw something that you can tell is Velcro though. You'd have to draw it like coming apart like this, right? So that you could see that this part was like the curly part and this part was the hooks. Because when Velcro is done together, it's just stuck together. You can't tell. Whereas zips, you're always aware about the mechanism of zip, right? It's never catching you off guard. You're never going, oh shit, that was a zip all along. Who knew? Wow. You know, they're honest. So he's putting his hand out to be scanned on this scanner, right? Like, Velcro is much simpler though, to be fair to you. You know, it does its job very well. You don't have it's not a lot of work involved. This thumb is driving me around this bend. Okay, it goes up more, it goes like this. It just looks ridiculous. It just looks ridiculous, chat. And that's drawing. That's what it's all about. It looks ridiculous until you just think, I can't be bothered to make it not look ridiculous. And then you move on to the next thing that looks ridiculous. It's a vicious cycle. I'm telling you, chat, it's not healthy. Don't do it. Don't be an artist. Rots your brain. Oh, someone is messaging me. Oh look, they want me to do more work. No. I've given enough. It's just take with them, isn't it, chat, all the time? These big corporations. The man. Who needs the man? Not this guy. Well, this guy. I need the man to pay my rent, but other than that, fuck the man, right? Unless you are the man, chat, in which case you're right, I'll let you off. Is the man in chat? God, that would be a dilemma, wouldn't it? This is way too big. This head. It's got like mega head going on here, mega mind. think Hal is the man. I think Hal is like the future evolution of the man. You know, Hal is the man 2.0. Hal's the man on crack. I cannot for the life of me remember what this guy's hair is meant to look. Oh, he's like got a bowl cut, hasn't he? Yeah, so this is fine. And then it like tapers it and all that. Bam. What is the kanji for dream? Oh, it's kind of complex, chat. But that's fine. So it'd be on his back like this, right? Bam. 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 Because Cyberpunk is all like, they just put kanji everywhere, right? Or they put like kana, like Japanese text. So that's what we're doing. Putting a kanji on the back of his shirt. You're not even going to see any of that. Oh well, you'll see some of it. A little tiny bit here or there. This bit, and this bit. This arm's too hench. It's better. He's not that buff, chat. He's been asleep for millennia. Maybe not. He's been asleep for like 2 years, probably. I don't know. Okay, now we need reference for a hand scanner, which I'm assuming is just going to be a series of rectangles, essentially. So we could probably just swing it, but... Oh, that's cool. 3D hand scanner. Look at that. That's dope. But this is more what we're after. This sort of thing. I wonder how, you know, like Secret Service areas that use scanners to get into them. Well, you know, there was that guy that like said he worked at Area 52 or whatever, and they were talking about this thing that scans your bones. Like you put your hand in the thing and it scans the density of your bones. I'm not making this up, chat. Believe me, it's a thing, right? But my follow-up point then, my thought was, what are those places doing with regards COVID? Like, how'd you get in there? Because you've got to, yeah, Bob Lazar, that guy. Because you've got to scan it, right? You've got to touch it to scan it. Do they then have to sanitize it every time? Do they have to wipe it? Are a lot of those people working from home? Can you do these kind of high security jobs working from home? Man, COVID really has sort of thrown a spanner in the old works there, hasn't it? Maybe they sanitize themselves. Maybe they've developed like a thing that like sprays it with Sani in the 80s. So hopefully now the alien tech is a bit more advanced. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's a self-cleaning hand scanner now. But even like places, there must be places that you need like a fingerprint to get into, right? Or a thumbprint or whatever. So what are those places doing with COVID? Are they just going, just don't scan it when you've got COVID? Well, I mean, you shouldn't be there if you know you've got COVID, but... Although apparently I've just scrolled down and there's like an Amazon one where you hold your hand above it. So you're not actually just like contactless. That still doesn't work for fingerprint shit though, does it? This is the kind of crap I think about when I'm streaming chat. Never have thought of that until I had to draw a hand scanner, and now I'm like, hang on a minute. This doesn't seem very hygienic. Does anyone in chat work at somewhere like that? Somewhere where you need to scan anything to get in or whatever? And if so, what are the procedures? Let me know. Be intrigued to find out. They can make spaceships but can't kill the last 0.01% of germs and bacteria. It's true. They can fly to space, but they can't kill something smaller than an atom. I mean, what are we doing? It's probably not smaller than an atom, is it? What am I talking about? Might be smaller than a cell, though. Right, let's get some sci-fi doors up. Although, to be fair, I don't think that the companies that are working on killing the last 0.01% of bacteria are the same companies that are working on going to space. I don't think there's a lot of crossover between the teams at NASA and Dettol. But what do I know? I don't work at either of them, so what do I know? Let's make it like one of these jobbies. Actually, it'd be further across than that. It's all run by Big Pharma, I suppose. I mean, it's all Russia, isn't it? At the end of the day, the world slowly just becoming Russia. Let's not go down any conspiracy theory rabbit holes here, chat. 2020's bad enough, right? I've watched enough YouTube conspiracy to think I'm right. This is not the place for that. Okay, we just chill out. All right, we're a fridge gang, not a fucking tinfoil hat gang. But what if we were? My God, Big Pharma. Wait. Oh, they got me. Whatever, I ain't been paid by anyone. I'm doing this for me. And for you. And not for Big Pharma. Unless Big Pharma wants to sponsor the stream, in which case... I don't want any of your products. But send me some money. Oh my God, that's about the most sellout thing you could ever do, surely, right? talk about sellouts. Other than maybe Raid Shadow Legends, yeah. Maybe. But like Raid Shadow Legends aren't, you know, withholding life-saving medicine from people. They just make a bit of an annoying game. That probably isn't even that bad of a game, but their marketing for it certainly is. What else is pretty sellout-y? I guess G Fuel maybe? Squarespace? The annoying thing about some of those, like everyone on YouTube is sponsored by companies, right? Is some of them actually make pretty good stuff. So you can see why everyone does, quote unquote, sell out. Like Squarespace is just a good platform to make websites on. There's no two ways about it. Especially for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, like me. You know? I sell out in a heartbeat, yeah. See, so what I'm saying essentially is Squarespace, if you're listening, which you're not. I literally already use you, so get involved. Join the Fridge Gang. Do you think that I want to okay. Let's just cover this big in black. Fuck it. Can't bother to work out what that's going to be yet. Bum, bum. I feel like the head is still a bit weirdly shaped, size-wise. I think it needs to be more like here. Like that. I'll probably resize some of this on Photoshop and that when I come to ink it. Chat. I'm not really thinking too hard about what I'm drawing on this one, because again it's just a fun one. I'm not getting paid for this one, so oops, sorry, I've just knocked the thing again. There you go. I think I need to get a new HDMI cord for this camera because it's very loose at the moment. I don't know if it's just the setup I've got at the moment, it's putting too much strain on it or what, but it's not ideal. So what we're going to do for the glass panes of this door, thinking something that I want most of it to be glass, right? How are we doing on technical difficulties, chat? Is everything running smoothly, apart from me knocking the HDMI cord all the time? Is the audio still in a good state of balance with the video? Is it still at an acceptable volume? My Streamlabs is telling me that everything is fine, but been there before. Seems good. Good. Yeah, the status. Your stream quality is good. Good. It better be. I think that's too much going on there, chat. I think instead it should be like that. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good, yeah. like that, like that. So there's like a big pane of glass in the middle and then some other ones to support it so it doesn't crack, right? That's what we're thinking. The thing about drawing comics is that you have to learn how everything in the world works and how to draw every single thing in the world, because you never know what's going to show up in your comic book, right? In order to make it believable, you have to understand how things work and look. So even though this door doesn't exist in life, in real life, there is no door that looks exactly like this. I still have to make it look convincing based on how normal doors look. Doors that do exist. And like, you never know when you're going to have to draw like there are obvious things like cars, buildings, guns, people, swords, capes, you know, stuff you see a lot of. But then sometimes it's like, oh, you want me to draw, you know, an X-ray machine, because that's what the comic book calls for. It's like, okay, what the fuck does an X-ray machine look like? That's where Google comes in. Google is your friend. Imagine having to be like an artist, especially a comic book artist, like before the internet. And if someone was like, okay, the next page is getting scanned by an X-ray machine, and you didn't know what an X-ray machine looked like because you weren't, a doctor, what would you like? Go to the library and find a picture of like an encyclopedia or something, or like what was the plan there? You know, or would you go to the hospital and be like, yo, can I just look at your X-ray machine? Can I take some pics? This arm's like really scrawny compared to the other one. Man, the internet is such a boon, let me tell you. In case you weren't already aware, chat. It's pretty good, the internet. I know that's a radical statement, but or even just like learning to draw and stuff like that. You would have to go and find physical evidence of something for reference, right? If you didn't have the internet. But the internet, you can just be like, Google it. Someone's like, oh, I want you to draw Times Square in New York, right? If you didn't have the internet, you're getting a plane, friend. Wonder, because there's a lot of photos of Times Square, but you know what I mean. His legs should be longer. It's got tiny stubby legs. Looks for the sacred text, exactly. To be fair, you do see like a lot of sort of older comic book artists. If you look at their workshops and stuff, they have books and books and books full of reference pictures of various stuff, like bugs and crap, you know, stuff that they don't have ready access to, for pretty much specifically that reason. So that's the, hang on, let me think about this. This is the door frame, right? So the motion lines aren't here because the door frame isn't moving, the door itself is. door isn't shaped like that, right? In the middle, it's just straight down the middle. It's a straight line. It's only the door frame that has that shape. So the door moves straight line down like that, and the motion lines go off this door like this, right? And then to sell the idea, you would have some text that goes like shink or something, whatever noise an automatic door makes. The slow like fumble as the extras pull it through the door frame in Star Trek. Like a doom. That's the sort of sound it makes. And here as well, to sell the idea of him scanning this, there'll be a thing that says like beep. Helps paint a picture, right? Or a drawing. His leg's like tiny, scrawny leg. There we go. Better. Door sliding in Star Trek was just a sheet of paper coming out of an envelope, the sound of it. Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting though. That's the sound. I've got a couple of so when I started this Twitch, right, I made some sounds for when we get affiliate, for like when people subscribe and stuff like that. And actually, to be fair, if people follow, it does make a sound. And I was like, okay, I want arty sounds, right? Because it's an arty stream. So there's three. There's one is the sound of me scribbling on a piece of paper, which is like when you follow and stuff like that, it makes that sound. One is the sound of like crumpling up paper, and one is the sound of sharpening a pencil. I was like a sound guy in an old sci-fi movie when I was making it. I just go like right up to the camera and go like. So when we get affiliate, you'll be able to hear all those sounds. Which actually we're not a million miles away from, chat. We're only like 15 followers, and then we just need to stream for a bit, and then we're there. So if you know anyone who isn't already following, or if you yourself are in the chat and you are not already following and therefore a member of the Fridge Gang, then hit follow. We're getting there. And share it with all your friends. All your pals. Test it on here. I want them that's here now. No. Someone's going to have to follow. You can hear it when they follow. You're going to have to wait. Make a fake account and follow it, and then you'll hear it. It's smaller than that, this thing. So this is going to be black light because we want all of this to be in shadow from the doorway. Actually, that's needs to be more like that. It's coming this way now. If not even more than that, to be honest. Like this almost. The only problem is that those alert sounds are quite quiet because obviously it's just like scribbling on paper or whatever. So I might change them or beef them up or whatever when we actually do get affiliate. We'll see. Okay. Let's get some lighting reference. So it's literally right. The light is coming from in front of him and we're looking from behind. And because it's so intense, it's essentially just going to be an edge light around all of him. And then the rest of him's going to be in shadow. It's going to be like... It's probably quite hard to see this actually, to be honest, chat. Like this. That's too much. Oh, he's in a hoodie, isn't he? We forgot to draw the hoodie on him, chat. So the hoodie's going to have a bit of shadow there. There. And there's little bits where like the light crosses off the folds and stuff. So you need to take that into consideration when you're doing it. And some of these lines when we ink, we'll drop some of these lines and they'll fall off to show more of a brighter light. And again, this is something that I'm going to be inking myself, so I can afford to be a little bit rough with the pencils, because as long as I know what it's meant to be, it's fine, I'll work it out later. We're not going to be inking this one today though, chat. Just pencils today. And then another time we'll do inks. I'm going to need to do more regular streams, by the way, chat. At some point soon. In order to get that precious affiliate status. So maybe I'll try and do 2 next week if I can fit it in. One with Adam and maybe one on my one. If you'll all be around for that. I don't know what day it'll be, but I can let you know. And maybe that one will be inking this. And I can talk you through a bit more what I'm thinking while I'm doing this outer line here, because you're not going to be able to see it very clearly in the pencils, but it will make sense when we ink. Should be in shadow, but like faded out. So again, like the outline follows the shape of the folds of the clothes, then the inside just creates the reflection, like the edge light on those folds to bring them out. There we go. Bah! Make sense? Yeah, it's sort of hard to see in the pencil stage on here. But it will make sense when we ink it, I swear. I promise. You'll see, eventually. Pardon me. So this is going to be like Beep. That might be too big, chat. It's not going to be a very loud beep. And sort of the larger the text, the louder the sound seems, right? The more it takes up in your frame and therefore your brain. So it needs to be more like this kind of size. Beep. That's better. How the hell am I going to do the sound for this? I want it to be so for the sound of this door, right? The text, you want it to follow the motion of the door to sell the illusion of motion, right? So that it gives you the idea that the sound that there is sound, right? Because it makes the sound. Well, your brain makes the sound when it reads the sound, but also it gives the idea of motion because you read it from left to right. The door moves from left to right, so I want it to be like bam. Problem is where, I guess like here, but then this is where I want the text to be, the text box. It's a tough one. We should have thought about this when we were thumbnailing, chat. Way back when. I think here, right, it's what I'm thinking compositionally, but then I don't want his legs to get in the way. So it seems weird because it seems like the sound's coming from where the text is, so it seems like it's coming from the floor. Whereas here, you know it's coming from here because it's next to this, right? We want it to be like here, but that's where he is. We don't want to put it like here because it'll look like he's saying it. Same here. Unless we put the text box down here. That's going to be on later. Unless we put it like over the top of his thing, so it's like here. Yeah, screw it. Let's do that. What sort of noise does a door make? It's like a shink. What about having it partially hidden behind the man? I know nothing about art. That's what I'm thinking, right? So that's what I was thinking about putting it down here. Or here, but the problem is it's gonna too much is gonna be covered, so you're not gonna be able to read it, right? I think you have to be able to read the word. That's what the whole point of it being there. That looks alright. Makes kind of a triangle with his arms, right? It's quite compositionally interesting, I suppose. And if we get an S and a H here, you've got that sh sound. And then as long as this bit's eyes, then you get the E or the I. Shit. And as long as there's an N and a K or whatever we're doing over here. Maybe just sheen. Or shit. It's just that. Let's just check that shink isn't like a racial slur of any kind. It's not. Oh, it's to pour or serve wine or beer. Okay. Shink. I should know that, I'm a bartender. But I don't. There we go. Like that. Oh, he needs to have the kanji on the back of his thing, doesn't he? So this is going to be like quite a stylized thing here we're doing, chat, right? Because you wouldn't see the print on the back of his jacket because it's too dark, unless it was like highly reflective. But even then you probably wouldn't see it really. But it looks cool, so we're going to put it on. And that's one of those artistic liberty things that we're just going to have to do here. Dream. And you're allowed to do that as an artist, right? You're allowed to take liberties. The rule of cool applies here, chat. Do. Okay. So it goes like... Oh, I raised way too much of that. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, this. Yeah, I'm there. There we go, like that. Again, it's quite hard to see that in the pencils, but it will make sense when we ink it because it'll all be black and white, so everything will stand out more. Whereas here, because it's all kind of grey and scribbly, it doesn't make as much sense. But you can sort of see it there. There's a kanji on his back, right? And that is the kanji that I just googled for Dream, chat. Because the name of this comic is The Dream, and it's all about dreams. We might be pretty much there, to be honest, chat. Might have to be a bit of a short one today. Hasn't taken me quite as long as I thought it would, but it's quite a simple page, to be fair. So, although I guess we can go in and refine while we're here. Looking good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a very weird sensation drawing on stream because you sort of feel like I feel like I'm rushing a lot, but also it's like you sort of turn your brain off for drawing in a way that you don't when you're concentrating really hard on what you're drawing, because I'm constantly checking chat and that the stream hasn't imploded and my computer isn't on fire and all that stuff. So it actually turns kind of, you just sort of engage your subconscious brain and it does all the drawing for you. So it's only really when I finish and turn off the stream and look at it I'm like, oh okay, that's what it looks like. And then it's either good or bad. I know, Adam, that you've been streaming a lot as well. Do you get the same sort of feeling? Or am I just weird? I'm just a weirdo. So I'm just coming back and adding in some shadows and stuff, chat. Just to add a bit more interest, and also to make my life a little bit easier when I do ink this, so I don't have to think about as much of what's going on. Which, like I said, will be good for streaming, because you do sort of turn your brain off. Then up here there's some folds that need doing. And you got to think as well when you're penciling, right, for what you're going to be inking. I'm always thinking about like what kind of pen I'm going to use to ink what parts or whatever. So for folds I usually use a brush pen, like if you were here last week, the same sort of thing I used for the hair, right? Was that last week? Yeah, it was, yeah. That's the kind of pen that I use and the kind of technique that I use to draw folds. So when I'm penciling, I'm thinking about creating lines and marks that that kind of pen would make, so that it's easier when I come to do it. I don't have to make it up as I go along. I just sort of go, okay, that mark there and that mark there. I want this to be kind of still be half tones, so it'll be like a grey kind of colour, this jacket. So that the kanji on it being white will stand out. Let's see. Alright. That might do it, chat. I think this is going to be half tones as well. That might do it for the penciling stage there, which is all we're going to do today. What do we think? Does it make sense? Do we understand what's going on? Do we think we should start again? Stick a fork in it. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, mate. The fork is pending. Okay. Okay, there we go. And the rest I'll just work out when we ink it. Cool. There we go, chat. We did it. We drew a comic to post on Instagram. Wow. Sweet. Okay, well, that'll do it. Next up, I guess we're going to be, I'll scan this in and I'll link it on Photoshop and I'll do all the text. So there's a couple of caption boxes on this one. Actually, I think there's only going to be one caption box on this page. And then it'll be on Instagram and it'll be on my website as well. So you can see it there. What do we think? Yay or nay? Thanks for stopping by. If you like what you see, then we do this every week. So come on down. If you're new and you are not already following, then please do follow. Yeah, this is what we like to see. And then you can join the Fridge Gang, and you can stay chilled and refrigerated with us all here every week. And like I say, next week there might even be 2 or 3 streams. We need to be stepping our numbers up. Guys, we've got rookie numbers. All right. So it'll probably be inking this next week. Or a drawing challenge with Adam, or a bit of both. We will see. Let me know what you want to see. And if you've got any ideas for videos, let me know. I am all ears. And also eyeballs if you want to text it to me or put it in the suggestion box on my Twitch, or tweet me, or Instagram, or whatever. And you can follow me on all those places. There are links in various places. I think there's links on my Twitch channel, so you should be able to find me from there. Yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. It's nice to see a couple of new people in the chat every once in a while. Tell all your friends. We're getting close to affiliate. We'll be there soon, baby. We will be there soon. And I will see you there. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. See you later. Bye-bye now. Okay, goodbye.